my name is Janhavi Panwar. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, or if you people are new over here, then welcome to my YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to be talking about where to begin the process of learning a language. Like if, for example, you want to learn English, or you want to learn French, Italian, Dutch, any language out there, you know you're going to learn a language, but you do not know where to start. So in this video, we're going to be talking about where to start learning a language so that you're going to become as fluent as a native speaker. And let's get started. So in this one, we're going to be talking about different steps that you have to cover in order to become fluent in a language. So just answer this question. What is the one thing that is the most important in a language? Like, you know, without this, there is going to be no language. Tell me. It's words. You need vocabulary. In order to say anything, you need words, you need vocabulary. So this is step number one, or you can just send it as tip number one. You need words, you need vocabulary, and how to learn words. So most of the people have this tendency of cramming a lot of words, you know, translating from one language to another language, and then they cram it. After 3 days, we forget the words. So it's like a whole process. Instead of that, what's an easier way to start remembering words? Because you can cram words from your dictionary, from a book. You can start cramming words from anywhere, but you need words that you can start using in your daily life. So what's going to happen is whenever you wake up in the morning, look around, you know, look in the environment, what kind of things there are. For example, I'm sitting on a chair right now. So what is this thing called? My phone is on a table right now. So what is this thing called? There is a bed besides me. So what is this thing called? So basically everything that you see in your daily life. So these things, what are these called in the language you want to learn? For example, if you want to learn English and you see, okay, so this is a book. So what is this called? So all of these small words, yeah, start with these. So whatever you see in your environment, start with looking at those words. Start with looking at the meaning of those words in your desired language. Now, obviously, in the initial position, you're going to need translation, because if you're not going to translate, so you cannot figure out what this thing is called. So you should know is that chair is this. You know, either you see things or you can start with translating. So for basic vocabulary, you need to start translating. And what you need to do, you can just either go on your Google directly and type out daily life words in English, or you can type out daily life basic words in English, daily life vocabulary in English, or you can also find out through categories. So this is your tip number two. Start by building categories. What kind of types? So there are vehicles, there are transport, there are fruits, there are vegetables, there are, you know, days of the week, months of the year, there are different seasons. So these basic words, you know, basic vocabulary, furniture and the things you find in a room, office furniture, home furniture. So all of these categories start by these words. Color name. So start with these basic things. So when you start with these basic things, you already have an idea in your mind. Okay, so these things are called this. Okay, so home furniture, these type of home furniture. So instead of like getting confused and getting conflicted, is that what kind of vocabulary I need? So start with building categories. Is that months of the year, days of the week, color name, fruits name, vegetable name, home furniture, office furniture, vehicles, the things you see on a road, the things you see while you're traveling, country's name. So start with building categories. After this, after basic vocabulary and basic, you know, words, you go on to basic phrases. It's very important that you are familiar with basic phrases. So obviously after words, you're going to create small sentences. And for that, you do need phrases. Phrases are like normal words. How are you? I'm good. I'm fine. I'm all right. Thank you. What about you? So these kind of basic conversational starters. So these are your basic phrases. And for this, you do not need to go on your Google and type out basic phrases in English, basic English phrases. To get started, you can do this for 10 or 15 phrases. Otherwise, what I very simply want you guys to do is start watching movies. You know, it's a fun and entertaining way to learn any language. The more you are going to surround yourself with a language, the more you can learn it. So go buy a Netflix subscription, or you can simply just go on your YouTube or any OTT platform, anywhere, but start listening to native speakers. It's important that you surround yourself with native speakers, not in your physical environment, but your phone environment, your social media environment. So surround yourself with native speakers. The more phrases you're going to listen, the more times you're going to encounter with new words, with new phrases, the more you can use them. Because obviously, if you're just going to keep on cramming, you are going to forget after 3 or 4 days. But if you're going to listen to a phrase or a word in a context, in different situations, in different context, oh, there is a mosquito. So in different context and in different scenarios, so that will help you remember is that in this situation, you need to use this phrase. So give me approximately 30 to 35 minutes, like not me, but for yourself. So 30 to 35 minutes, you have to listen to something, that includes native speakers talking in that language. In the initial days, obviously, you're going to struggle with understanding them, to understand their words, to understand their phrases and their slangs. But after 2 weeks, you're going to see the difference by yourself, because the more you're going to encounter, the more you can understand. So very simply, start listening to native speakers. Moving on to the next step. Now, obviously, you're not going to become fluent in a language without speaking. So this is your tip number 4, or step number 4. Start speaking. You know all of the basic phrases, you remember all of the words, you remember what you just heard. So start using those in your daily life. If you do not have anybody to talk with, then start talking with yourself. Create a monologue in your head. For example, when you're traveling to your work, your college, your university, anywhere, start talking on the road. Is that this road is very beautiful, this is very clean, there are a lot of trees around me. So start talking with yourself. Whatever phrases that you learn, if you're not going to start practicing them in your daily life, in your daily life words and everything, so you're going to forget them. You have to start practicing them, and after that you can just keep on remembering them. So make sure to speak. So give yourself approximately 30 minutes again, where you're just focusing on your speaking skills. I'm not going to say, okay, you have to give 1 hour a day. No. A language is a process, you always have to keep it running in your mind. Like in the back of your mind, you always need to know this thing is called this in English, this thing is called this in English. In whatever language you're talking, make sure you're thinking in English. Force yourself to think in English or any language you want to learn. And the last step I have for y'all is start reading. Please start reading. So obviously you gave 30 minutes to listening, now give 20 to 25 minutes to reading. While you're reading, that will help you in improving your writing skills. For example, you have to write a letter or you have to write mails. So that'll improve your writing skills as well as your speaking skills. Because when you're reading, you're gonna encounter new words. So whenever you find a new word, first of all, you find the meaning of that new word from advanced English to basic English, not English to Hindi, not English to your native language. No, not from a bilingual dictionary, but from advanced to basic English. And you have to find out the meaning of that word. Once you encounter that word 3 or 4 times and you still cannot figure out the meaning. But if you can figure out the meaning by yourself, my work here is done then. So make sure whenever you're reading is that once you come across a word, make sure to figure out the meaning by yourself. And that's it. That's all we need. So start following all of these steps in order to become fluent in a language, and make sure to tell me your progress in the comment section down below. Thank you so much everybody for watching. I'm going to see you in the next video. Bye everyone. Stay safe.